Good morning. Today I will be showing you how to use your TI-84 Plus to create a scatter plot and find a trend line or a linear regression line for the data that you found. On the right side of the screen here I have some data that shows the average ticket price of a movie over the last few years since the year 2000, and it shows from 2002 to 2011. On the left hand side here you see I have the TI-84 open. Yours should look the same, or if you have just regular TI-84 or if you have TI-83 Plus, the steps are relatively the same. So first I'm going to walk you through resetting the RAM on your calculator so you can start with a fresh screen. So we're going to press second plus 7 enter 2, and on the right side of the screen you can see the keystrokes that I pressed to do that, and it says RAM clear. Once we have that, let's go ahead and hit clear, and now we're ready to go. So the first thing we want to do is input the data into our scatter plot. So we're going to go to the stat menu, and under stat we want to choose edit, and this brings us to our list editor. And so in the list we can put our data. And so we typically have an independent and a dependent variable, or you may know them as X and Y. So for our independent variable, we're going to use the year since 2000. We're going to put that in L1. And the average ticket price that corresponds, we're going to put that in L2. And then we're going to create the scatter plot to match up the data. So in L1, let's go ahead and put in our data. And you want to press enter after each number. Now remember, the data that we're putting into L1 shows the number of years since the year 2000. So an entry of 2 corresponds to the year 2002. Okay. Now that you have all your data into L1 for our years, we want to press the right arrow and go over to L2. And here we're going to enter in the average ticket price. Now, once we have all our data values in, you can go back and make sure you have all your data values entered like you want them. You can scroll back up using your up arrow. And so we're good. So I'm going to clear the key press history so you can keep track. Now that we have all our data values in, we want to go through and we need to cut our stat plot on so that we can see the graph. So with your data on, you're going to press second y equals and press enter for plot 1. And right now you see that on is highlighted and blinking. So if we press enter, we've now selected on and our scatter plot is cut to on. We want to choose the scatter plot from where it says type, so you can go down and over and make sure that's selected. Our X list, as you remember, our independent variable was the year since 2000, so that's in L1, so we're good there. Our Y list, average ticket price, we're good there. The mark just simply shows what kind of values you will see on your screen. So our plot is cut on, and now we're ready to go ahead and see our graph. Now you can manually go to the window and adjust it to see your data, but we're going to use zoom and 9. Okay, when we go to zoom 9, it should show us the graph, and it will set the window for us automatically. Okay, so we'll take a look at the graph. And now if you press zoom 9, we get a better idea of what it looks like. Now we have our scatter plot set up. So one thing that you can find is the linear regression equation. With the linear regression equation, we can go through and we can find out what actually fits this data, what trend line can we get. So if we press second mode, it's going to take us back to our home screen. And if you press stat, the right arrow, and choose number 4, it asks us again, our X list is L1, our Y list is L2. Now, if you come down to store regression equation, now depending on which version of the calculator you have, yours may not have this, which is okay. But here, if you do, we're going to store it in Y1 so that it will plot the trend line on the graph. So we're going to go to vars, and we're going to choose Y vars and function, and we want to put it in Y1. And now let's go to calculate and press enter, and it gives us back our form in the slope intercept form of the line, and y equals ax plus b. So now if we go back to our graph, you can see that it draws the trend line or the line of best fit for these points. And we can use that to make predictions about a future value. So if we press second graph, it's going to take us to our table. And finally, let's say we want to know what the movie ticket price should be in 2015. Well, if we know, we scroll down to 15, that would be 15 years after the year 2000. And we see that the ticket price should be about $8.96 for a movie ticket. That concludes this presentation. Hope you have a wonderful day.